Hello, friends. Today we'll talk about 7th lesson, and it's about deadline, not just a deadline, but critical deadline, and you'll see the difference. Let me ask you something. You have an assignment due in September. It's currently May. Do you open your laptop and start working on it right now? Of course not. Now, imagine it's due tomorrow. Suddenly, you are a completely different person. Focused, sharp, unstoppable. You find 2 extra hours you didn't know existed. You skip the scroll, skip the snack, skip the Netflix episode. You just work. So what changed? The task is the same. You are the same person. The only thing that changed is time. There is a principle called Parkinson's law, coined by British historian Cyril Northcote Parkinson back in 1955. It goes like this. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. In plain English, if you give yourself 3 months to do something, it will take 3 months. Give yourself 3 days, it takes 3 days. Give yourself 3 hours. Somehow, it gets done in 3 hours. This isn't laziness. This isn't a character flaw. This is how the human brain is wired. We are not optimizers by default. We are deadline responders. Imagine a university student. Let's call him Armin. His professor announces a term paper in September. Due date, the last week of November. That's 12 weeks away. Week 1. Armin thinks, I've got plenty of time. I'll start next week. Week 4. Still have 2 months. No rush. Week 8. Okay, I should probably pick a topic soon. Week 11. Mild panic begins. Week 11. Actual research starts. Week 12. Armin writes the entire paper in 4 days on Red Bull and regret. The paper gets done. But here is the thing. The quality of a paper written in 4 days under pressure is often comparable to one written over 3 months. Because those 3 months were mostly an illusion, the real work was always going to happen at the end. Armin didn't have 12 weeks. He had 4 days. He just didn't know it yet. When a deadline feels far away, your brain classifies the task as future you's problem, and future you always seems more capable, more motivated, more organized than present you. Future you will wake up early. Future you will have a clear desk and a fresh mind. Future you will do it properly. But future you never arrives. Instead, you just keep becoming present you, who is tired, distracted, and suddenly has only 48 hours left. The brain also struggles with abstract time. 3 months from now doesn't feel real. It doesn't create urgency. It doesn't trigger the stress hormones that sharpen focus. But tomorrow at 9 a.m.? That's visceral. That lands. Pressure activates performance. Not because stress is good for you, but because it forces a decision. Do the thing or face consequences. A marketing team is assigned a campaign brief. The manager says, no hard deadline. Just get it done when it's ready. 3 weeks pass, nothing. The manager sets a deadline, Friday. By Thursday night, the brief is done. Now the manager runs the same experiment again, but this time sets a 2-day deadline from the start. The brief is done in 2 days, and it's just as good. The extra 3 weeks added nothing except anxiety and procrastination. The team didn't need more time. They needed a boundary. Here's something even more interesting. When you have too much time, you don't just delay the work, you complicate it. You second-guess the plan. You redesign the approach. You research things that don't matter. You make the task bigger in your head than it actually is. A task with 6 months attached to it feels like a massive, important, complex thing. The same task with 2 days attached to it suddenly becomes simple. You strip it to its essentials. You make decisions faster. You stop waiting for perfect. Constraints don't just create urgency, they create clarity. Someone decides they want to get fit. I'll start getting serious about the gym this year. No date, no deadline, no structure. 6 months later, they've gone to the gym a handful of times and feel vaguely guilty every Sunday. Then their friend announces a beach trip. In 3 weeks. Suddenly they're at the gym 5 days in a row, cutting sugar, going to bed earlier. Not because the goal changed, but because a real, immovable deadline appeared. The goal was always the same. The deadline made it real. You can't always rely on external pressure to get things done, but you can manufacture that pressure yourself. First, give everything a deadline, even when no one asked for one. If you are working on a personal project with no due date, set one anyway, write it down, tell someone about it, make it feel real. Second, compress your timelines on purpose. If you think something will take a week, try doing it in 3 days. You'll often find that most of the work was going to happen in those last 3 days anyway, you just skip the waiting. Third, break large deadlines into small ones. A project due in 3 months feels abstract, a deliverable due this Friday feels urgent. Treat every week like it has its own finish line. Fourth, remove the illusion of later. Every time you say, "I'll do it when I have more time," recognize that more time rarely makes you more productive. Constraints do, pressure does, finitude does. Here is the uncomfortable truth. You are not waiting for the right moment. You are waiting for the last possible moment. And the strange thing? That moment often works. People write great things under pressure. They solve problems faster than they thought possible. They find energy they didn't think they had. So instead of giving yourself until September to do something that takes a week, ask yourself, what if the deadline was Friday? You might just surprise yourself. Let's go to the next lesson, friends.